Everybody, welcome back to Yes and Anywhere Screen Share. It is week 2, and we have time traveled back over 500 years to medieval times. If you guys were logged on this morning, you might know more about that than I do. I don't really know what happened. I just know that we've been sent back to the Middle Ages. I've been trying to blend in with the locals as best I can. And actually, I've only been here for a little bit, but we have already been invited to a party tonight. And so I'm trying to help us figure out how we can blend in when we get to this party, make sure that we know everything we're supposed to know to not give away the fact that we're actually from 2020. So the first thing that I want to make sure we know how to do is how to introduce ourselves. If you guys are logged on this morning, you might have already figured out something important, which is your medieval name. So your medieval name is your name plus an adjective, which is a word that describes you, right, or describes something. So an adjective that describes you might be brave, or tall, or super smart, or super strong, or silly. So you're going to take your name and you're going to add that adjective. So my medieval name is Lindsey the Fancy, because I am very fancy. I've got my fancy outfit on, I've got some sparkles going here. And then we're going to figure out how to introduce ourselves with our medieval names. So I'm going to create 3 movements that go with my adjective. So my adjective is fancy. So I'm going to create 3 fancy moves. My first fancy move is going to be like this. I'm going to put my hands on my hips and stand up really tall and look down my nose and be kind of snooty and fancy. And then my second fancy move is going to be a really big flourish like this. I'm trying to make it as fancy as possible. And my third move is going to be to take one step to the side and take a really big bow. So when I introduce myself at this party tonight, I'm going to say my name, my medieval name, and then I'm going to do my 3 moves as I introduce myself. So can we try my 3 moves, and then I'm going to give you a minute to make up your own name and your own 3 moves. So let's try mine together first. Ready? So I'm going to say my name really loud. Lindsey the Fancy, and do my first move, and then do my second move, and then do my third move. Ta-da! So I'm going to give you a second here, and if you want to think of your own 3 moves with your own adjective, you can, or you can borrow mine, right? So if you want to take your name and add the fancy and do my 3 moves, you can do that, or you can think of 3 moves that go with silly or brave or whatever your name is going to be. Yeah, so if you made a name up this morning, you can use that name. All right, so you can pause the video if you need a little more time, but I'm going to go ahead and give us a chance to do them all together. So when you're ready, let's do our 3 moves and say our names together. So you can do mine or do your own. Ready? Here we go. So I'm going to say my name again, and you say your name and do your 3 moves. Ready? Here we go. Lindsey the Fancy, move number 1. And show me move number 2. And show me move number 3. That looks great. I think that was totally convincing. They're totally going to think that you're from the Middle Ages and have no idea that we've time traveled back here. Great. Okay, so the next thing that we want to practice is some dance moves and some dances that might go on at this party tonight. There's always dancing at a party, and I know they dance really differently in the Middle Ages than we do now. So we're going to practice some basic steps that you already know, but I have understood that dances in the Middle Ages, they're kind of like what we think of as folk dances. If anybody's seen folk dancing, they have folk dances in lots of different countries, but a lot of times they're in a circle. We have square dancing in this country, so you might be in a square. Line dances are kind of similar, right? Things like the electric slide and the Cupid shuffle. Yeah, ask your parents if they know some of these dances. The Macarena, if you know the Macarena, then you already know a line dance, right? And they use movement that isn't complicated, right? It's stuff that we do naturally when we're moving through the world anyway. So we're gonna practice that. So I want you to find some space in your house. Just make sure you've got some space to move around. And let's just try walking, right? That's a move that shows up in folk dances and that I think might show up in some of these dances tonight. So take a walk. Super easy, right? You know how to walk. Now, do you know how to skip? Show me skipping. So you're going to take a step and a hop, right? Step and a hop, and then go a little faster if you can. And let's try double hops on 2 feet. So both feet together, and we're going to take a hop and a hop. And let's try some gallops. Yeah, so a gallop looks like this. I'm going to put one foot in front, and my other foot is going to come from behind and replace that foot. Yeah, and then I keep going. So try some gallops with one foot in front, and then try some gallops with the other foot in front. Switch feet. You have it. Okay, so we've got those 4 movements. But here's the other thing about folk dances and about these dances from the Middle Ages, is they go in lots of different directions. So we have to practice doing those movements forward, backwards, to both sides, and maybe even diagonal. Yeah, so let's practice those directions first. So when I say forward, you're gonna walk closer to the camera, right? That's forward for you. When I say backward, you're gonna back away from the camera. When I say side 1, you're gonna move toward this side, right? I'm not gonna say right and left just because I'm not sure if we're flipped, you might be facing a different way. So this will be side 1, and this will be side 2. All right, so I'm gonna say a direction, and I'm gonna say a movement. So I might say skip forward, you're gonna skip forward, or gallop to side 1, or hop to side 2. Yeah, let's try it. Ready? Skips to side 1. So show me some skips sideways. Yep. Skips to side 2. Show me some skips this way. Hops backward. Ready to try some hops backward? Walk forward. Walk backward. Gallop to side 1. Gallop to side 2. Let's gallop front. Gallop back. Hop to side 1. Walk to side 2. Can you walk sideways? Good. Gallop forward. Walk backward. Pretty good. Think we've got it? All right. So then we're going to put some of those together, and we're going to learn a dance that we might need at this party tonight. All right. So it's just going to put some of those simple moves together. We're going to take 3 walks forward. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to do a bow or a curtsy. So a bow is kind of like what I did earlier, right? You're going to put one hand under your waist and lean forward, or you can do a curtsy where you're going to tuck one leg behind and bend both knees. And you can do either one. You can choose. It doesn't matter. Do whichever one you like the best. So we're going to walk 1, 2, 3, bow or curtsy, walk backward, 2, 3, bow or curtsy. And you can do a different one each time, right? You can switch back and forth. We're going to do that again. So that happens twice. So let's try it a second time. Ready? Walk front, 2, 3, bow or curtsy, walk back, 2, 3, bow or curtsy. Okay, got that? So we've got front and back so far. Then we're going to walk sideways. So we're going to walk side, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 1 double hop, and then back this way, side, 2, 3, double hop. Now, let's try that again. That only happens once. We're going to walk side, 2, 3, hop, and side, 2, 3, hop. All right, then we've got our gallop. And this is going to go in a circle. You know what? No, I'm wrong. First, we have our skips. Skips go in a circle. So let's try some skips in place again. And then your skips are going to go around around yourself in a circle. Ready? Let's try it. So skip around in a circle. And then you're going to skip the other way. Ready? Skip the other way. Then we have our gallops. And those are going to go diagonal, which we didn't get to practice yet. Diagonal goes in between front and side, right? So this way's front and this way's side. I'm going to go crooked on the diagonal, and I'm going to gallop front and then back. If you can't figure out a backward gallop, then you can just walk, but try it. So I'm going to step and hop my feet together on the diagonal, and then I'm going to step back and just reverse. And then I'm going to go the other way. So we go gallop, 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 and back it up. And then the whole thing repeats. So that's the thing about these folk dances and these medieval dances is they repeat a lot. And they're pretty simple, so I think we should be okay at this party. But let's practice it one more time, and then we'll try it with some music. I've got some music that should be kind of like what they're going to play at this party, so we'll be ready. So we're going to walk forward. 1, 2, 3, bow curtsy, and back. Up, bow curtsy, again, walk front, bow curtsy, and walk back. Then we go sideways. So we go step side, 2, 3, double hop, side, 2, 3, double hop. We skip around and around the other way. And then we've got our gallops. We go diagonal and back, and then other way, diagonal and back. Good. All right, that looks pretty good. You think you're ready to try it with some music? All right, let's try it once with some music. All right, you ready? Here we go. Ready? Walk front, 2, 3, bow curtsy, and back. 2, 3, bow curtsy. Again, walk front, 2, 3, and back. 2, 3, sideways, back. 2, 3, step hop, back. 2, 3, step hop, skip around. And other way. Diagonal, ready, gallop, here we go. And gallop backwards, and again. And back it up. And can we take one final bow or curtsy? Ready? That looks really good. Okay, the last thing we have to add on here is I want you to try to do that dance in a way that matches your medieval name. So my name is Lindsey the Fancy, so I'm going to try to do the dance in a really fancy way, right? Just like my fancy moves that I introduced myself with. So you might do yours in a really silly way, or a really fast way, or a really smart way. I don't know what that looks like, but think about your name and your adjective that you added to your name. And let's do it one more time and see if we can add that on. All right, so do your dance in a way that matches your name. I'm gonna do my fanciest one. You can try mine or do your own. Ready? Here we go. Fancy walk front. Fancy bow curtsy. Fancy walk back. Fancy bow curtsy. Again. And last time, walk back. And get ready to go sideways. Fancy hop. Fancy hop. And fancy skips around. Fancy skips the other way. All right, ready for some fancy gallops to the corner. And fancy hops back. Other way. And super fancy bow or curtsy. Ready? Here we go. I think we are totally ready for this party tonight. They're not going to have any idea Thanks for practicing with me, you guys. I'll see you back soon.